Dr. Flavian Zeija, the principal judge. The principal judge essentially heads the high courts and all subordinate courts, magistrates, and the registries. In this SGBV, because I know you know that SGBV cases are essentially tried at the high court level and then at the chief magistrate's court level. So, as of course, I'm then the coordinator of the entire SGBV program in the judiciary as the titular head of the program. What prompted the creation of the SGBV sessions was, of course, partly one, the growing of the menace of the prevalence of GBV cases in the country, and it was noticed that there were quite many cases being lost because the SGBV cases were combined together with other cases in sessions. So we noticed that it was essential that we kind of have special sessions where then you would segregate the special GBV session cases and then give them priority so that we don't lose them in court as it was in the case in the past. But secondly, Uganda is signatory to a number of international obligations. One of them is the Maputo Declaration. Then there is the Kampala Declaration, and of course the UN Sustainable Development Goals, goal number 15. So all those impose obligations on Uganda to come up with special processes, and this SGBV session is one of them. Then, of course, the other aspect is that we thought that the reason why we're losing many of these cases, there was a lack of a multi-pronged approach to handling of GBV cases. So now under this program, we combine a number of actors: police, DPP, the gender, of course, gender who usually take charge of social welfare, social welfare activities, and then we train them together. So that has helped us to have coordination. Of course, also including the forensics departments. So as a result of that, we train them together, have special processes, teach them to be gender sensitive in while handling cases. So as a result of that, we thought that if we had that multi-pronged approach, then we would achieve a number of successes in respect of gender-based violence cases. And indeed, we have held a number of sessions. We started them in 2018, and we have so far held 6 of them in different areas of the country. And usually, NFPA identifies an area where there are so many cases of gender-based violence, and then with our intervention, we agree, and then we hold the sessions in those areas, both at the magistrate court level and the high court level. If you look at the police report of 2022, the crime report of 2022, you'll discover that about 17,000 cases which were reported, 14,000 of them were about sexual violence against women, against girls, and actually 33 of the boys also reported sexual molestation. So it's the most prevalent. The persons who are likely to fall victim to GBV are women. Even just going by your own report of UNFPA, you notice that about 56% of women who are married from 15 years up to 49 have all reported violence against them, sexual molestation, sexual assault against them. So that's a big percentage. So basically, I think that is the most prevalent form. Of course, also violence, physical violence. And of course, as a result of the male domination, what we call the male domination, or what we call the patriarchal society, which actually results into that poverty of women, ignorance, cultural practices that impede their advance to fight GBV. Now, every part of this country has a GBV problem. It's only the difference is in the magnitude. You will find the Busoga sub-region, I think, has quite a number of defilement cases. It ranks highest. Areas like Chiriandongo, areas like Masaka, areas like Fort Potro. So you'll find it is widespread. Of course, in some areas like Karamoja, it is even very difficult to understand, because sometimes one of the methods of marriage is like by capture. There is a problem of distinguishing whether it is violence or whether it is marriage systems. But Tororo, I think Mbale, basically those, and of course northern Uganda, because of the war situation that was prevalent there. Yeah, but definitely it's countrywide. You will find it spread all over, but it's higher in some areas than the rest. I think other than legal redress, we need real sensitization. The public must be sensitized about the ills of gender-based violence, and then of course in that sensitization you have to train, you have also sensitized women to know their rights. The public needs to be sensitized to report gender-based violence cases. Many of the cases go unreported, and the perpetrators go scot-free because they are not reported. So that is one aspect, which is sensitization. Then of course training of the actors. When we are conducting trainings of actors, when we are about to have gender-based violence sessions, we try to teach them to be gender sensitive in their approach to handling those cases. So we need that gender sensitization. Of course, there is also economic empowerment. Many of the women may not even have transport to go and report these cases when they happen. So you need to sensitize them, train them, give them economic empowerment, and then of course pass laws that make some of the cultural practices illegal. That's the only way you can stop this vice. Then of course financing of the sessions, so that for every time these offenses do occur, then we can take them through the system quickly. I think one of the main contributing factor, I think, is the cultural practices. In many of the cultures in Uganda, you will find that it was believed that, for example, it was the right of a man to beat his wife. You will find that the women were denied so many things. And then, of course, they were subjected to psychological and physical violence. That is one. Is culture is the biggest contributing factor. Then, of course, as I mentioned, the patriarchal nature of our society, which views a woman as a second category citizen in terms of rights in a home. Then poverty. These sessions are quite expensive, because as judiciary we pay witnesses, we pay the advocates for their choosing. So we need money to be able to handle these sessions. That's why they are not as frequent as we would have loved. However, we are planning to have what we call special courts, special gender-based violence courts, so that these sessions now are integrated into the day-to-day hearing SGBV cases. But it will all depend on the availability of resources, really. One of the things they should help us to do is to report these cases when they happen. Secondly, they should also be able to come and testify as witnesses when these cases have happened. Because in most cases, the public thinks that when a person has committed an offense and the person has been taken to police, for them their role has ended. So they need to come up, report the cases, be witnesses, and of course also especially the leaders, the leaders in the public, they should be able to dedicate resources as well towards the elimination of gender-based violence in their processes. I can only thank UNFPA for coming up with this assistance that has enabled us to handle SGBV cases in a special way. This has, if you look at our conviction rate, you will notice that this has gone a long way to help in eliminating this vice. Before these special sessions, as I mentioned, we were really not doing well in terms of convictions, because when a case takes long, especially a GBV case takes long, you'll notice that if, for example, a girl is defined at 14, and by the time the case is tried, she's 18, she's not going to leave her home to come and testify. So the case really naturally collapses. Now, these sessions have helped us to pull out these cases, and now we are able to handle newer cases where people are able to testify quickly, so that then we can get higher convictions. And indeed, the conviction rate has significantly gone up every year that passes. So I really thank UNFPA for this initiative, and I hope this relationship will continue, so that we can assist especially women who are mainly the victims of gender-based violence.